This kid's animator is still crashing out at me. Yup, even after countless videos talking about his terrible content, attempts at deleting my channel, and even a 2-hour interview, which you guys would have seen, where we talked about everything in the situation, Shappy Sway is continuing to crash out at myself and Rith and everyone else that has made videos about him. For those that aren't up to speed, Shappy Sway is a YouTube animator that makes content that looks like kids' content, with characters that look like kids' characters, but then adds subtle twists and make them absolutely disgusting. Then he siphons that kid audience that he's built up over to his Patreon and Twitter page, which have genuine NSFW content of his characters. Just some of the freakiest stuff on the internet. Well, the other day, myself, Beto999, MK, and Rith all hopped on a 2-hour call to talk things out with Shappy, and let's just say it was a total disaster.
We've been 2 years making this lore, and we started from the beginning considering
what does it matter
this
to a 6-year-old that just scrolled onto your shorts? I mentioned during the interview that after the call, Shappy went on a complete rampage in his private Discord server, crashing out at all 4 of us with Rocky Raccoon, who we also know is a total douchebag himself. Basically, all these messages got leaked. We have nearly 100 screenshots to go over today of Shappy Sway totally losing his mind after the call. As well as that, Shappy made a video responding to the interview, which he continues to lie about us, trying to stand on business. Now, before we look at it all, make sure you go watch the 2-hour call if you haven't already. It's an absolute banger. The fallout from this simple 2-hour conversation we had with him is absolutely unbelievable. So let's begin. So here we have the first screenshot. This is immediately after our call. Well, it went as expected, just mostly bullying and calling us PDF files for no reason. But it's okay, all recorded. I hope they post this. Then we will see what we do. Haha, they are complete assholes, but I'm completely fine with it. Okay, firstly, let's go over the bullying thing. I mean, I don't think any of us were bullying you. To be honest, it was really just us speaking the truth and you simply just couldn't handle it. Again, for anyone that saw the 2-hour call, it was literally just us speaking facts, talking about how you clearly use what look like children's characters in your videos and put them in weird positions. I don't think there's really any excusing that. I mean, look, the entire time you sat behind the idea that, oh, you know, we say that our characters are 29 years old. That was his excuse, by the way. I mean, I'm gonna show a screenshot on screen right now of one of the characters that we used as an example. This clearly looks like a kid, right? The 2 excuses that he used were, 1, oh, well, we say that this character's 29, so, you know, therefore it's not a kid. The second one was, oh, but it's a dog, you know, it's not an actual human. Both of which are so easily destroyed. I mean, like, how stupid is that? And then Shappy says, I am not stepping down. Yes, like F up kid bullies. Are you saying that you're a kid and we're bullying you? Like, bro, what? Didn't you say you're like 29 or like early 30s? Bro, me, Rith, MK, and Beto are all like 10 years younger than you, and we still have more common sense than you. It's actually unbelievable. And then here we have another D1 meat rider. Can't you try take some legal action at this point? Pretty sure accusing people of things like this could count as defamation. I mean, firstly, buddy, look at your profile picture. I'm not gonna take anything this guy Electric Rodent says seriously. What a diabolical profile picture. But firstly, nothing we said in that interview was defamation at all. I mean, I don't know how you can even claim that. Shappy Sway says, interrupting and insulting. Yes, exactly. Wow, that's very ironic coming from you. Pretty much the whole call you tried to interrupt any point that we made. You couldn't answer any simple questions. The reason we kept interrupting you, Shabby, is because we'd ask you a simple question, and then it would take you literally 5 minutes or longer to answer it. You couldn't answer a question for the life of you. Beto asked, and I'll play the clip again. He asked you a simple question of looking at a 24-year-old character from a show that clearly looks like a kid and asked you, is it okay to sexualize this character? And you were jumping through hoops, skipping around, trying to avoid the question like a politician. Like, bro, we know exactly what you're doing. Like, you weren't trying to answer the question. You were trying to sit there jumping around. So of course we're gonna interrupt you when it takes you 5 minutes to answer a simple question. These commentary people are deranged. Wow, that's ironic. You're sitting in Shappy Sway's private Discord server calling us deranged. Oh my god. Accusing you of being a file, yet their fans are nothing but children. Lol, sad. What does that even mean, bro? So what, if our fan bases are children, which, I mean, not all of them are children. A lot of them are around that early teenage age, but anyway. How is our fan base being younger, meaning that, like we're being ironic for calling Shappy a PDF file? Like, what does that even mean? What do we do that could be considered bad? Exactly, but they justify that they do it for the children, ahaha. Like, how hard is it for people to understand that adult content can exist? Like, did these people never see Happy Tree Friends back in the day? Cutesy does not mean for kids. Like, behavior pisses me off. Angry emoji. Alright, I might just turn this whole video into talking about Electric Rodent because god, this guy's an idiot. We're not saying adult content can't exist. I don't think we've ever said that before. The whole point of the interview is that Shabby Sway wasn't age restricting his content and then putting links to his Patreon and Twitter, which are actual adult content, siphoning his kid audience over there. Also, one thing I wanted to point out post-interview is that Shabby Sway added his links back into his YouTube bio. In the interview, we actually managed to get Shabby Sway to, you know, remove the links off of his YouTube channel, because in the interview, we established that Shabby Sway's YouTube channel is 13 plus, like we understood that, but we also said that you shouldn't have Patreon links in that YouTube bio because, you know, your YouTube is 13 plus. Let's separate the 13 plus content from the 18 plus content. Well, this idiot, after the interview, added these links back in, as you can see here, and then did a video here trying to justify why he did it. And let's see what, let's just see this video here.
Our Patreon contains explicit content strictly for adults, as you probably already know. Even if someone clicks yes, I'm 18 plus, when they access the link on the banner, they still can't access anything unless they verify their age through a valid credit card or PayPal account, both of which legally require you to be at least 18 years old.
Okay, so this guy added these links back in because he's like, oh, well, when you click on the link, you know, you have to verify your age and whatever. Don't give me that crap, Shabby. You know exactly what you're doing here, bro. The purpose of you removing the links in the first place was to, you know, have a separation between your 13 plus content and your 13 plus audience versus your 18 plus audience on Instagram and Twitter or whatever. You know that your content on YouTube is only watched by people that are younger and you still added the links back. Clearly, all you care about is money, not actually protecting children. Because again, by adding these links back into your YouTube, you are siphoning kids over to your Patreon, which is 18 plus. And I made this comparison as well, which I think this guy's just completely forgotten about. In the video, I talked about how models make kid-friendly content on YouTube that is for, you know, 13 plus, they can say, because it's not made for kids, whatever. But then they have an link or, you know, a Patreon link, which is 18 plus. And basically what they're doing there is siphoning their kid audience over to their fans. You, Shabby, are doing the exact same thing here, and you adding those links back after removing them after we told you to shows that you don't plan to change and you plan to continue what you're doing. Like, I don't understand why you're doing this. They watch prawn since they are teens themselves, ha ha ha. Like, way worse abusive stuff in the bin, ha, like, what? I don't know why you're putting words into our mouth. You are the only one that said that. In the interview, this guy had a weird, like, obsession with saying that, oh yeah, you know, I used to watch prawn as a teenager, you know, I used to watch The Hub. I don't know why this guy kept saying it during the interview for those that actually watched it, but just because there is terrible stuff on the internet doesn't mean you putting stuff on the internet makes it okay. And you siphoning your kid audience over to fans makes it okay. Just because people that age watch bad stuff doesn't mean you're okay for doing it, Shabby. It's still absolutely disgusting. Then Electric Rodent goes, yeah, kids nowadays are anything but innocent. What are you trying to say there, buddy? And effing hardworking people like you over just so they reap the rewards. So twisted. Yeah, I think this guy's mentally handicapped. It's alright, Electric Rodent. I'll give you the pass this time. You clearly aren't all there. Basically what this guy's saying is like, oh yeah, the internet is making a lot of kids not innocent these days, so it's okay if Shabby Sway does it because, you know, oh, it's already happening, so, you know, we might as well just add to it. That doesn't make it right. Just because other people are doing it, Shabby, doesn't mean you should also be doing it. They are just trying to get a rise out of people, trying to cause problems and whatever. I say don't give them the attention at this point. They will keep doing it no matter what, just like we will continue without them no matter what. They can spread misinformation as much as they want, but at the end of the day, people will still watch your content, they still know the truth, and over time, people will get their content knowing damn well it's all lies. I don't even think I have to respond to that thing right there. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. They're all trolls, simple as. They must have been bullied as kids, otherwise I legit don't understand how they enjoy this. Alright, one thing I want to point out about that bit of dialogue there is that absolutely nobody agrees with you. This follow-up video that Shabby Sway did, which is 11 minutes long, which we're gonna check out in a minute, got dislike bombed to hell. Like, it's a 50-50 like to dislike ratio. That's absolutely shocking for a YouTube video. Most like to dislike ratios sit around, you know, 90% likes and 10% dislikes. Sometimes it's a lot better. The 2-hour interview that we did with Shabby Sway, as you can see here, got nearly 10,000 likes and 91 dislikes. That's like 99%, so that just shows how literally no one is on your side. And this interview, I didn't cut anything out right. I literally played the whole thing. I cut out a few silent bits, a few bits where people are rambling, but basically it is the entire interview. 200,000 people saw this 2-hour interview and didn't hate it. And the reason why they didn't hate it is because they know that we're right, Shabby. The last part part is funny, since they claim what Shappy is doing is exposing kids to prawn. Yeah, if the kid isn't being monitored by their parents and they lie about their age on YouTube, of course they're gonna see stuff that isn't bad for them. That's like complaining when water gets you wet. Oh, I'm sure you thought you cooked there, electric rodent. Okay, I don't know how many times we have to say this, but we have shown on multiple occasions, just because you set your videos as not made for kids does not mean that if you're a kid on YouTube, you can't see bad content. We've shown on multiple occasions that you can set your age as like 5 years old on YouTube. You can set your birthday as like 2020, and you can still go on YouTube and see Shappy Sway's content, and Rith's content, and my content, even though we're all tagged as not made for kids. And then Shappy goes, crazy people. I also have screenshots of them telling me, yeah, we really don't care what's true. People want a show and we can give them one. That's what matters. Cash in. Okay, so basically what's going on here is that Shappy Sway tried to stand on this argument the entire time of that this character on screen right now isn't a kid because Shappy says that he's 29, even though this character clearly looks like a kid. And when we said in the interview that we don't care what you say the character's age is, that character looks like a kid, so it's a kid, Shappy takes that as like, oh, so you don't care what's true? Oh, you don't care what the author says is true? No, Shappy, we don't care what you say the character is. When we look at a character that clearly looks like a kid, we're going to say it's a goddamn kid. I don't understand why this is so hard for this guy to wrap his head around. We don't care about what's not true. We care about what the audience perception is, and the audience perception is that when you see a video like this, where there is what clearly looks like a kid under the table doing something that they shouldn't be doing, then that's obviously shocking and shouldn't be on YouTube. I don't know what part of that you don't understand. And now here's where things get really interesting, because Rocky Raccoon joined the conversation. Oh boy, here we go. I told y'all they make money by antagonizing others. They don't care about solutions. More drama means more views and more money for them. Just do not respond to those YouTubers from now on. They do not want to help you. They are making money off what they think is wrong with your brand. At the end of the day, that's their job as YouTubers. If the uploaded version of the interview is edited to make you look worse for no reason, take their asses to court. Oh wow, you're tough, Rocky. Well, first of all, I mean, we didn't edit our interviews. Every single one of us, Beto, MK, Rith, myself, we all uploaded the full versions of the interview to make sure that nothing was left out, nothing was up for interpretation. We literally left everything in there. And here Rocky says, I mean, they are making money with their jobless activities. This effort is so money hungry. Jobless activities. How ironic and how rich is it for Rocky Raccoon, the guy that, might I add, makes this type of content right here.
Somebody stop me!
How ironic is it for you to say that we are jobless? Oh my god, what a cornball. Rocky, you cried on live stream after being called out for sexualizing the Squid Game doll, which is depicted to be a kid. You are the last person to be talking about being jobless.
I'm trying to do my best, but all I feel that is that everyone is hating on me for no reason.
You are literally the scum of the earth. You are the most disgusting YouTuber I think I've ever seen in my entire life. You are worse than Shappy. For you to come in here and even have an opinion is diabolical to me. So now let's talk about this 11-minute video called A Structured Follow-Up to the Interview by Shappy Sway, where he basically just yaps for 11 minutes straight. He doesn't actually show any of the interview. He literally just talks for like 10 minutes straight. And some of these comments are actually being supportive, and you guys are gonna see why. He tends to twist a lot of things in this video right here.
I usually don't involve myself personally in YouTube, but I wanted to make an exception to have a productive conversation with them. The interview, unfortunately, immediately turned into a really rude discussion. They did not let me talk or express myself at all, constantly interrupted, and were just not interested in what I had to say.
Wow, that is rich coming from you, Shappy. We sat and let you talk for as long as you wanted, but the question is that on average, when we asked you a question, it took you like 5 to 10 minutes to answer something so simple. So simple as like, oh, looking at this character on screen right now, do you think it's okay for this character to be sexualized? It took you like 5 minutes and multiple repeat askings of that question to get you to answer it, and you still wouldn't answer it.
I still believe that there could have been an enriching dialogue and want to use this opportunity to take some time and formulate my answers. Why do you have different age restrictions in different platforms, and what do you think is your ideal age rating? Well, so we have different content that is aimed at different age groups. Our content on social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, as our fans know, is full of dark and adult humor, but we do not show anything explicit on that matter. This type of subject matter is not everybody's cup of tea, definitely, but it is not graphic and can be enjoyed by a wider age group than our more explicit content that we only share on Patreon and OF. To subscribe to our channels there, users must be 18 or above. We provide a warning and users must click on field agreeing that they are adults.
I'm literally about to go to sleep, Shabby. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We went over this point during the interview so many times. This guy cannot agree that just because you put 18 plus links on your channel and when you go to those links you have to agree that you're 18, that isn't enough, bro. You have to actually age restrict your channel. It is not morally right, it is not ethically right to have a 13 plus audience, and also, you know, a lot of them are going to be younger than that as well. It is not right to have that kind of an audience and push 18 plus links to them. Imagine if I started an OnlyFans tomorrow, right, for Glider Guy. Imagine I started an OnlyFans and just chucked it in my YouTube bio and said, hey, you know, if you guys want to go to my OnlyFans, you know, go follow it right now. Is that right to do? Of course it's not, bro. I know my audience aren't 18. That's not the correct thing to do. You just don't do that. Sure, I could sit behind the thing of like, oh, but OnlyFans is meant for 18 plus. On the website, it says you have to be 18 plus. Kids don't care about that, bro. The point is, we're trying to protect kids from actually seeing your adult content on Patreon and Twitter. Just because there's a warning saying, oh, you have to be 18, doesn't mean kids are going to, you know, look at that warning and go back to social media. You are still contributing to the problem, Shappy.
This is the usual procedure for platforms that show that type of content. On top of that, we have several moderators that make sure that there are no underage users on NSFW channels on
That is such a lie. Oh my god. Get out of here, Shappy. Having moderators sitting there online getting underage people out of, you know, your 18 plus content, that literally does nothing. That is such a lie. I don't believe you at all. You do not actually take time out of your day to do that. And also, there's no way to prove it, bro. There's literally no way to like go in there and, you know, take these underage people out. And you're gonna sit here behind the, oh, but you can use, you know, ID identification. How many kids do you think use their parents' ID to get into that sort of stuff? The only real way to monitor and stop this stuff from happening is either 1, age restrict your content, like we said in the interview, or take the links out of your bio on content where you have a 13 plus audience. And the thing is, we already went over this in the interview. We already had you take the links out of your bio before, but for some reason you added them back. Like, why would you add them back?
The other platforms like Instagram, for example, only give you the option to show content to everyone or only to users that are 18 and above. So of course, we chose this option on those platforms as we do not want children to see our content.
Yeah, but you're still showing your content to 13 plus and then siphoning them over to your Patreon. This is the same argument, bro. We've gone over this so many times. I don't know how many times I have to explain it to you. Yeah, look, bro, there's so much more to that Shappy Sway, like, response video, but it's basically just him yapping for 11 minutes straight. I really can't be bothered going over it. So anyways, click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.